Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holders podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. But anyways, fans, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching. And today we have a very special guest. I had to bring him back. One of my closest people, my friend, my brother. He's also my chess coach. He trains me all the time. And I got a lot of homework to do. Give it up for your boy and only Gary.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for having me, David. I appreciate it.
Of course, brother. It was hard. It was hard. It was hard. You gotta say it was hard. But look, I gotta say, man, I'm so happy you're back. We have so many good memories. And brother, I gotta tell you, man, I'm happy you came to my house for the first time. It was an honor, you and Chris. So when you knew you came to my crib, that's how you know we already were family, but now we're more family. We
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, no, it was cool. It was cool to be over, man. Yeah, nice place. You gotta get a deck of cards though for next time.
I know, I know.
Nice, brother.
I only had Uno, remember?
Oh my God, Uno. Yep.
It was sad.
Uh, it was a good. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Right, right. But look, brother, I gotta ask you, man. So, like, I heard a lot of things is happening in your life. So much. It's going quick. Like, doing a lot of things. I heard, and I heard the rumors are true. Boy Gary joined the Crimson. Tell me, how did they get you? How did they get you?
So I don't know if join is the right word. I feel like I'm kind of like a stand-in. Like I do other practices and stuff. But basically, like I told Chris because I had just gotten out of a different band last year, and I told Chris I was like, "Hey man, I'm working a lot. I don't really got a lot of time." Chris being the lead singer, um, I was like, I don't really got a lot of time to join a band. I don't know if we can make practice and stuff. And he was like, come on, just come jam with us. Show some piano, play some keys. I was like, okay. He's like, come back next week. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you're gonna come do a show with us. And I was like, okay. And then yeah, kind of just kept saying okay. Kind of like last night when I didn't want to go out last night. Chris texted me, hit me up. He was like, hey man, like you want to do something tonight? I was like, I don't really feel like going, man. Like I'll tell you what, I'll meet you at the bar. It's 2 minutes from my house, and we can have a drink if you want. And he's like, okay, cool. And then he's like, I also invited David and Brandon. And I was like, okay, cool. And then you're like, we're going to this trip. And I was like, fuck, dude, I knew this was gonna happen. I was just trying. So that's kind of how things happen to me. People just keep telling me to do things, and I just keep kind of agreeing. So I guess that makes me a follower. I don't know.
Oh man.
but but I don't know if I'm officially part of the band either. There was no official thing. I was their 1100 follower on Instagram, so they said I could be partially in the band for that. They're like, yeah, if you're the 1100 follower, you get to be in the band. So look out for that.
Oh
1200
whoa.
follower, maybe we can have you on something. but yeah, I think it's been fun. It's really cool to stand in and play with them. It's a different style of music than I'm definitely used to playing, so that's cool.
Wow. And I gotta ask you, brother. So I know it's like a very, new transition. Like you said, it's a different type of music, it's grunge music, a rock band. And when you got to do your first performance at Red Dwarf, which is, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best pizza places ever, Vegas.
Pizza's
What
fantastic.
what was going through your mind that performance and that experience that you could remember that night?
So I was pretty nervous at first. Like I've performed a lot, but performing with like new people in a new setting is always kind of nerve wracking. So like for most of the night, I was like, huh, okay, need some drinks. Not too many drinks, but I need some drinks. So that was a lot of it. But then like I don't know, people got there and the vibe seemed to be pretty chill. And then getting on stage, I was like, I forgot my pedal. I forgot my pedal, my damper pedal. I just like left it downstage. I was like, okay, we're going without that. That's cool. And then the audio system, they were like, oh, okay, we're gonna plug you into our own system. Like you're not gonna use your speaker. And I was like, cool. I don't get to control how loud I am. That's cool. So it was a lot of like just like kind of on the fly. I was a little nervous, but once I got into it, once I started playing, I was like, oh yeah, no, you know how to do this. This is cool. And then yeah, playing through it, it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do gotta say from that night, so I went, right? Chris told me dude, I'm performing Friday. I need you to come. I said, Gary's not performing. I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told him. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, no, I was glad to see all those people turn out. It was cool.
Oh, awesome, man. You guys did probably the best performance. I'm not lying. No sugarcoat. The best one. And the thing is, I feel like, Chris having a great voice, Brandon the drummer is really good. He gets really into it. And you being the pianist, I love the piano. It's one of my favorite instruments to listen in music. I use it a lot even on the podcast. I always look for solo keys, just the piano, like soft music if it's a sad moment or deep. I feel like it has more of a connection to the human. Like when they're sad, you can really capture them. And when I saw you get there, like I could tell you got into it. And no lie, there was a moment that you were playing and it was just you, right? We only heard the piano. And I said, "Oh, boys, bring it back. Coldplay. Where we at? Where we at?"
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, that was a really cool. I was glad they let me have that like that little solo there. I was like, okay, cool, like nice little moment to show up and have a cool little thing that I did. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Um, Certainly something I'd be down to go do again. But we're gonna see too, because like I said, the style of music definitely isn't made for piano. I don't know if you noticed, but like I was saying that night, I didn't play piano for most of it. I was playing like obviously keyboard, but I was using different instruments. I only played piano for 1 out of 6 songs. A lot of it was strings I was doing, and then a synth on one and an organ on one. And then one that's missing one, I did one other thing too. But yeah, basically, it's like I have to get pretty creative to kind of make the sound work. So I don't know where that goes with everything, but I know some of the songs like Broken Heart is their biggest one, and that one sounds really good with synth. So there are places to work it in, but there's also songs that of theirs that keys wouldn't really add too much to. So we're kind of gonna see where that goes.
I like it. I
But yeah,
like it. I'm proud of you, brother. I think, keep it up. I can't wait to see the next show. I know you're gonna kill it. Now, I do gotta say, we hung out 2 weeks ago. So the Golden Knights won the championship. First time ever for a 5-year-old team. That's huge. And to
yeah,
like have a parade was one of the coolest experience. I'm not gonna lie. We pregame at my house, we go to the parade, and we're walking the entire strip, and we're cheering. They're handing out like free shirts, little golden eye puck. It was so cool, and
yeah.
I'm actually wearing the shirt. I ain't gonna lie. I had to represent the team, but it was so
Yeah,
cool.
no, that was a really cool parade to see. That was really cool, like walking and be part of it. I actually wasn't like, at first I was like, do I want to go down and like be around all those people? Because like that's thousands of people. But once I got there, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like this is a good time. It reminded me a lot of Mardi Gras in New Orleans, like just the parade, throwing the beats and stuff like that. So it was like cool. Yeah, I had a lot more fun than I expected to, which always happens when I go out. So I should try to go out more. But every time I think of it, I'm like, God, dude, I got to go to this trip and be around like 10,000 people. Do I want to do that right now? But it always ends up being a good time.
Oh man, that's funny, man. I mean, the funny thing I remember is you losing your hat. You see?
I'm glad you remember it because I don't. I don't know where that went. I got home and I was like, what the fuck is my hat? Where'd it go? But I got a
Uh,
t-shirt. I got lost the hat, I got a t-shirt. It's equivalent exchange for any Full Metal Alchemist fans out there.
there you go, man. There you
Uh,
go. I do
but yeah,
remember. What were we gonna say? What were we gonna say?
I was just to say it was good. It was good seeing the Knights win and like having that be part of the city because they came so close the first year getting to the Stanley Cup and all that. And it was kind of, it was obviously disappointing to lose, but still to have a first year team make it to the Stanley Cup and then have them come back 5 years later and win it. That's crazy. Or 4 years later. Yeah, it's insane.
It's huge. It's
Yeah,
huge.
no.
I think we deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And
I think a lot of NHL fans would disagree, but okay, I like it. I like it.
because here's the thing, Vegas is becoming now the sports center for all sports. I feel you got the F1 formula going to be here, the race car. You got the Super Bowl going to happen this year, 2023. Um,
Yeah.
this is huge. This is like,
We got a soccer team recently. I know they're working on a baseball team, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I know they're trying to get every sport in the city. It's crazy. And like growing up here, there were no sports here. No national teams for sure. We had some AAA teams, but yeah, this is definitely kind of crazy to see like national teams now playing for Vegas. That was not ever been a thing, 10 years ago. But yeah, they're making it happen, and everything they build is amazing. I haven't even had the chance to. Have you been inside the Raider Stadium yet?
dude, I have twice
You
or
have
three times,
twice, three times. I imagine it's amazing because like
bro.
that's they spent like $1 billion on it.
Dude, it's the nicest stadium I've ever seen. No lie.
Yeah. I gotta get in there. I don't know why I haven't been. I haven't had a reason to yet, but I gotta get over there and check it out. But yeah, I know. I mean, like T-Mobile Arena, they got all the UFC events over there. That's a beautiful arena. That's really well built. The city knows how to pour money into things and make them work. Yeah, it's cool seeing Vegas kind of come up with that. It doesn't help the traffic. I do hate the traffic it creates, but otherwise, pretty cool.
And you know what I noticed because a lot of teams are moving here and we're bringing so many um customers, players. Vegas is becoming now expensive. It wasn't like this when I moved to Vegas. I'm gonna be honest.
No, yeah, it's gotten way
We're
pricey over the years.
it's like we're becoming the second LA.
Yep, basically. We're taking all their people. So, did you know officially as of last year or 2 years ago, there are more California people here than there are Nevadans, like native Nevadans. There are more people from California here than native Nevadans. And that's always felt like the case, but it became official, I think, a year ago. There are more people from California in Nevada than there are people who were born here. So,
Whoa,
yeah.
that's
Yeah. And
that's a
that won't stay that way. Well, probably won't stay that way unless the immigration stays that way. But usually after a generation, everybody has kids and then it would go back to Nevadans again. But we'll see. Yeah, a lot of people are moving here. But that's the thing, too, with all these people moving here, it's going to become the same thing that they're trying to get away from, ironically, right? Because you're trying to get away from high prices and things like that. But then if everybody comes here, the prices are going to get probably not as high as California, though. I hope not as high. If it goes as high as California, I got to leave. I got to go. This is too much. But yeah, Reno too. When I went up to school in Reno, it was mostly people from the Bay Area or people from Vegas, and then not that many native Reno people. Usually half and half Vegas and Bay Area people. So
whoa, that's crazy, brother. Now, brother, I do gotta ask you. So, I'm a big chess guy, and I gotta be honest. My brother right here is my coach. You're my brother. I I gotta tell you. So, you said a quote to me, I think 2 weeks ago. It was a pretty cool quote. You heard it from a friend or a coworker. I'm not sure who. That says something like, your family and your kids are like the king and queen. What was the quote? You remember the quote
okay,
that
yeah. So yeah. So it was another metaphor for chess because you gave me an interesting metaphor about chess being family. This metaphor was for chess being like society. So basically, you have your pawns, which are your everyday people, and your knights and your bishops are going to be like your politicians, your lawyers, your lawmakers, things like that. And it's a hierarchy. But the part that was interesting was the king are children because everybody is that's the main point is to protect the king because if you don't have children the game's over like if the kids aren't doing all right that's it and they're also the weakest and least able to take care of themselves which is why it's the king but I thought that was an interesting metaphor because I've heard some metaphors for chess before and I thought that was a cool one just because it kind of encapsulates it pretty well but yeah it was from a personal trainer. I had a personal trainer for a few months and he was the one who told me about that so I thought that was interesting.
oh, brother. And did the new chess tournament started or maximum?
No, no, you're talking about the candidates tournament, the one that we talked about last time.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So the candidates tournament only happens once every like 2 or 3 years. New world chess champions only happens once every 2 or 3 years. So it's not something that's like every single year there's a new chess champion because it costs I think so much money for them to like stage it and all that stuff, and chess does not produce that much revenue that they can do it every year. I think that's the reason. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, there won't be a candidates tournament probably till like 2025. I don't even know if they started planning it yet. So yeah, there's lots of tournaments going on all the time, but that the big one, the World Chess Championship they call it, that won't happen for a while.
Oh
So
wow. And did you find like is there like any new contesters that you feel? I know it's still too early, but to know if anybody you think has a chance to beat the champion.
that's a good question. So right now, the current champion, and his name is Ding Liren. He's from China. I think he's the first world chess champion from China, but he's obviously a very strong player. He's a world chess champion. The person he went against definitely could make the comeback and play him again for a rematch. Um, he has decent chances of beating him. It was a very, very close match this time. If Magnus Carlsen decides to like come out of retirement and do it, I think he's the greatest chess player of all time. So he would be able to beat him, but I don't think he wants to do it anymore. I think he's just kind of over it. He plays poker now. Like he'll go in tournaments sometimes and just kind of like mess around and do like ridiculous stuff, but he's not really. I think he's just kind of over competitive chess in a way. Those would be like the big ones. There's a couple like out Faruja, Caruana. There's like big players that have chances at it, but I'd say it's either going to be Ding Liren, Ian Nepomniachtchi, I can never say his name, and then Magnus Carlsen would probably be one of the next three.
I'm gonna have to bring the popcorn and the nachos, when the tournament starts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. No, we'll see the next one, man.
I can't wait, brother. Guys, this is the Outlet to Reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching! Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, the Outlet to Reality. My Snapchat is Take One Pass It, and my TikTok is at Yaakov28. And brother Gary, where can my fans find you?
Check out the Crimsons at the Crimsons on Instagram. I think I don't know. Check out their tag.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.